let's take a look at the James Webb Space Telescope and the first images that we saw, which were extraordinary. I didn't get to look too deep, but I want to take a look. I do.
NASA's new space telescope can see through time, and we just got our first images from billions of years ago.
That's what's crazy about it is we're literally looking at the past version of the galaxy. Like that's so many light years away in the past to the point of the Big Bang. Like that's so crazy. This looks like something out of Marvel. This looks like a portal just opening, like in the gal. Like that's crazy.
These are the very first images captured by the James
Like this is just
Webb Space Telescope. The deepest we've seen into the universe, with alien planets, far-off galaxies, and the birth and death of distant stars. But this is just the start. I'm Claire Riley and I'm CNET's resident space nerd. In this video, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about the James Webb Space Telescope, from those first images to how it uses infrared light to see the past and what it could teach us about the universe. On the 12th of July, NASA released the first 5 images from the James Webb Space Telescope, showing us the deepest and most detailed look into our universe ever. The first big reveal was Webb's first deep field, an image of thousands of galaxies, 4.6 billion light years away. This is the furthest into our universe we've ever seen, and all that detail is in an area of sky as big as a grain of sand. Next up, we saw science
insane.
data.
That is
Spectroscopy of
insane.
an exoplanet captured when it passed in front of a distant star. This data shows us evidence of water on an alien planet, 1,000 light years away. Our third image was the
That's insane. It's like water here. It's like so normalized. Obviously, it's just water, but it's an important facet of just like the universe. Like if water is on other planets and shit like that, just to think about that is insane. Where does water come from? Who put the water there? What put the water there? Crazy.
Stunning Southern Ring Nebula, a dying star 2,500 light years away. Captured by 2 instruments on the telescope, NIRCam and MIRI, it shows shells of gas and dust ejected from a dying star.
That is insane.
Next was a group of 5 galaxies called Stephan's Quintet. This is Webb's largest image yet.
This looks insane, bro. Literally just galaxies right here. And just a little speck could be us. I mean, obviously this isn't us because it's not the Milky Way. But I mean, it's just insane. It's hard to comprehend almost. It's not even hard. I can't. One, because I'm not a physicist or a scientist, and I don't know. Even them themselves couldn't comprehend this probably. Like, it just shows you how little we are compared to the universe. How much we don't matter. Yet we're here, slaving away, paying tax dollars, dealing with problems that shouldn't be a problem. You know what I mean? Like conservatives and even liberals just make up problems that just to have a problem and have there be a divide for no reason. It's like, why? It doesn't matter. And it's not even a nihilistic take either. It's like I want to know what's going on here, and I want to I don't know.
With more than 150 million pixels, showing us what ESA calls a cosmic dance of galaxies, stars being born, and even outflows from a black hole. And finally, the most phenomenal image of them
This
all,
one was oh my god.
the cosmic cliffs of the Carina Nebula.
This stunning vista reveals new details about this vast stellar nursery. Today, for the first time, we're seeing brand new stars that were previously completely hidden from our view. In this view, we see some great examples, first of all, of hundreds of new stars that we've never seen before. We see examples of bubbles and cavities and jets that are being blown out by these newborn stars. We even see some galaxies sort of lurking in the background.
I want to know what flat earthers think about this. The first thing they say is it's fake. Like, obviously. Like, this isn't real. Or they'll post a picture of this. They can get a great quality picture of this, but like, you know, a gas station's camera is shitty. You want to know why that's shitty compared to this? Because they put millions and millions and probably trillions of dollars into this, and the camera at a gas station is like $30. That's the critical thought right there. That's like, it's not that hard to understand. They're like, oh, why can't we get good pictures at gas stations? And like, because the camera's there. It's because they don't care. Whoever owns that gas station is going to try and save as much money as possible. They're going to get the worst camera possible.
We see examples of structures that honestly we don't even know what they are. Like, what's going on here? The data is just so rich.
These spectacular images really represent the dawn of a new scientific era, one powered by the world's most powerful telescope. So
It's funny that James Webb is still the name of the telescope, because wasn't he like a extreme racist and just homophobic guy? Wasn't he a really shitty person, low-key?
What is the James Webb Space Telescope? Well, it's essentially a big observatory orbiting the Sun 1 million miles away from Earth that examines space through infrared light. After decades of development by NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, the Canadian Space Agency, and the European Space Agency, it was launched from French Guiana on Christmas Day in 2021.
And liftoff. Decollage, liftoff.
It's on a decades-long mission to look at our whole universe.
This telescope was really initially designed to be able to look back in time and see the very first galaxies that were born after the Big Bang. So we're talking about looking back in time over 13.5 billion years into the past. So it will study how galaxies change over the course of cosmic history. We'll learn more about how stars and planets are born. We'll learn about exoplanets, planets orbiting other stars. And then also we'll learn about objects within our own solar system. So this amazing new telescope is really going to be able to study our universe from our sort of own cosmic backyard of the solar system all the way out to the most distant objects in the universe and everything in space and time in between.
What I wonder is if there's any pictures that they got that they obviously didn't release to the public because they saw a ship or like a being of some sort, like the Watcher type B or something like that. I'm getting like really nerdy fucking bat chest with that, but still, like, I wonder if they saw anything that they're like, we can't release that. That's gonna cause a lot of fear, which I understand. I mean, I would love to see it no matter what. I mean, it'd probably be scary, but I would be like, fuck yeah, that's sick.
Orbits with Earth around the Sun in a fixed position on the dark side of our planet. Staying away from the Sun is very important for its mission. Its sensitive instruments are on the hunt for infrared light, which is essentially heat energy. That's the reason behind that massive diamond-shaped sun shield, which is the size of a tennis court. The telescope collects infrared light from space using its huge honeycomb-shaped mirror, which is covered in actual gold. So why infrared light?
It's a lot of money, though.
Infrared is the key to seeing distant parts of our universe, and that's because of the way those light waves travel through space.
The fact that the universe is expanding all the time and accelerating, and as light travels through space, that expansion of the universe literally stretches the light waves. And light waves that are longer in length, stretched out, are redder. And so the most distant galaxies, the ones we've never seen at all, they're so far away, their light has been stretched so much that it no longer appears in the optical at all. It's all in the infrared.
So to see into deep space, we need to observe those infrared light waves. And the light waves that James Webb can see have traveled a long way, from 13.6 billion light years away to be exact, in deep space.
And
deep
space.
To get very cool. Because the universe is so large, by the time this light reaches us from that distance, it's taken billions of years to get here. So when we see light from that far away, we're actually seeing 13.6 billion years into the past.
which
Us
is
astronomers often say that
mentally
galaxies are
ill.
time
I don't even know how to
machines,
comprehend
and
that.
that's actually literally true. We're
It's
able to
funny.
see into the past.
It's funny because space is literally a time machine in and of itself. Space itself is a time machine. What if we created the Big Bang, chat? What if we went out to that point in time, scientists, whatever, and hit something, caused something for us to die? Like the whole universe collapses on itself, but it's reborn again, just like the Big Bang. That would be insane. And it's a loop. It's a loop. It's a time loop. And we just have to do it all over again. Let's hope that's not true, but that would be insane.
Past with telescopes. And the reason for that sounds very dramatic and sci-fi, but it's actually based on the very simple fact that light takes time to travel through space. In the same sense, light from the sun takes about 8 minutes to get to the earth. So you're seeing the sun as it was about 8 minutes ago. And it's because of this simple nature of the way light works that we're able to look back in time and see how the universe was in the distant past. And by that, we're able to sort of put together a story of how the universe has changed over the last.
So if the sun were to do something that would cause us to like, if the sun, like, solar rays or whatever, like shit like that, solar, like shit like that, if you know what I mean, but like, we wouldn't be able to catch it before it's too late. We would be dead. Or not, maybe not dead, but cause like an EMP type thing. Now, there would be deaths if there was an EMP, especially people running machinery, flying planes, shit like that. So that wouldn't be good at all.
14 billion years of cosmic history.
So, how does this telescope time machine actually capture this ancient light? Well, the primary way is with the Near Infrared Camera, or NIRCam. Built by Lockheed Martin Space in Silicon Valley, it's like any other camera, except it's way more complex and it sees invisible light.
The whole optics to collect that light is quite a bit of departure from a little lens.
I could see like just the smile on this guy's face, like he's so happy about it. It's one thing. I just love how scientists will get really happy about certain things and accomplishments and whatever, because I mean it's worth it, and it's deserved too. They deserve to feel that ego. And then you have like flat earthers and like religious people saying they're not smart, or like whatever they're doing is wrong. And that's probably why, because have you guys seen, the CERN did that human sacrifice thing, which I personally think was a joke. Like, if I was a scientist and I was really smart and I heard like religious people trying to tell me if I'm right or wrong, I would mock the shit out of them. I would scare the shit out of them. I would do anything to keep them bringing more conspiracies, because that shit would be so fun. It would be so fun just mocking them. Oh my god. I mean, it's not right to mock people. It's rude, but if they talk shit, it's okay to mock them and talk shit back. Like, they started it. The scientists are just doing their job and doing shit they love, and then you got these people in fucking rural, like, fucking Missouri saying, oh, that shit's fake. That ain't real. Fuck out of here with that. If I can't see it, that ain't real. It's so funny. It's so funny. I almost got down the flat earth rabbit hole in high school. It was on a ride back from band. It was a band event, and it was like 4 hours away. And maybe not that long, maybe 2, 3, but I just remember watching flat earth videos on, guess what, YouTube, by random YouTubers, and I was like, oh my god, this shit seems legit. One of my friends looked at me like I was stupid, and yeah, it is much deserved. Oh my god, I can't believe I almost went down that pipeline. Because once you go down the flat earth pipeline, then you go down the fucking QAnon pipeline, then you go down just everything's fake, then you just go down the horrible, you just turn into a fascist and you're weird.
That we would have on a regular camera. It's really more based on lenses that let the light through and then modify the light in a particular way. NIRCam has a number of different filters, so it really doesn't look just, when we say infrared, it's not just one wavelength, it is a range. So we have a number of filters that allow you to look at the different regions of this spectrum, and then you can extract even more information than just a simple image.
One of the big benefits of measuring infrared light is that NIRCam can see
We live in the Matrix with the cool without the cool stuff, right?
Through clouds of dust in space. Things that would normally block.
I think we live in a Matrix, but not in like the Matrix we think it is. It's like a completely like on a metaphorical side, we live in the Matrix when it comes to like the world, like money and like internet and shit like that. Like, yeah, that's more along those lines. But I think out of all the conspiracies, that's probably one I believe in the most, because there is people out there who act like genuine NPCs. And I don't mean that as disrespect. I would love to be an NPC because, one, ignorance is bliss. It really is. The more you don't know things about certain things, the more you live in peace. It's true. Somebody comes up to you and asks or says like, hey, do you believe in that? Like the government is reptilians and they eat babies and shit like that. Then you hear a person go like, what? Like, what? I love to find out we're all just code. I know. When we die, we wake, or that's even something I couldn't comprehend. It's just like, what?
Reaching us. And that helps scientists find whole galaxies that might otherwise be hidden. We saw that with James Webb's predecessor, the Hubble Space Telescope. And now
it's so mid compared to the James Webb telescope. Is that made from the Golden Code? I know. That's funny.
We'll be able to see even more. Near
I wish I was normal code. That'd be sick. But then again, not really. Because I like knowing things. And I like knowing things about the most crazy batshit shit anybody says, because it's just interesting. And then you can make fun of somebody for believing like the earth is flat. It's funny. It's fun.
Also do what's known as coronography, essentially
and crypto too.
blocking light from bright stars to get a better view of the planets orbiting them. And it can measure the way light from stars passes through the atmospheres of alien planets. All of this.
I like how she says alien planets.
Potentially
They're just planets. Now we're gonna start being racist towards aliens.
help us find habitable planets.
Chronography is all about what's the composition of these planets, what's in.
What did he say?
Planets.
Chronography.
Chronography. Okay. I dead ass thought he said pornography.
Is all about what's the composition of these planets, what's in their atmosphere potentially. Can we find carbon or water traces and so on, which don't prove that there's life, but these are the building blocks for life.
There are 3 other instruments alongside NearCam on the telescope. MIRI captures longer wavelengths of infrared light. Then there's NearSpec, which has tiny mechanical shutters that open and close.
That's how we as humans will unite, is when we call hate another yeah, I know. That's how racism on Earth ends, is once we find another species that's not from this world, then I'd be the first one to fuck an alien. No. Maybe the first just regular human, not regular human, but I should say like civilian. I bet the first one would be like fucking like Jeffrey Bezos. He'd be like, hey, take me back there with that real quick. I'm gonna go get some of that alien bussy. I'm like, okay. Or Elon. I think Elon. Or Mark Zuckerberg. Because he is Mark Zuckerberg is not a human being.
To collect data on things like the temperature, composition, and mass of distant objects. Finally, there's NIRIS and the Fine Guidance Sensor. NIRIS observes planets around bright stars by diffusing the light of the stars over a lot of pixels.
He's the reptile people that live... Yeah, exactly. He is the reptile king.
Such a game changer.
He loves baby rays. And I don't blame him. Baby rays, they hit. G-Cities, yo, that'd be sick. Or underwater. Underwater. Since we haven't explored really any of the ocean, which I feel like we should, but then again, shouldn't. But since we're exploring deep depths of space, I feel like it just makes sense to explore the deep depths of our oceans. Because there's something down there. There is something unknown down there that maybe we don't want to know about and just not deal with, like Godzilla. It's like, hey, let's leave them alone. Because if we bother whatever's down there, they will wreak havoc on the universe. Secret invasion. Yeah, exactly. The scrolls are coming.
Well,
we will die.
unlike Hubble, JWST.
Oh, that makes sense. It's hidden in plain sight, telling us about Skrulls and Marvel and how they could take over other humans and they could look like them. That's how it is in real life. I used to believe that when I was in my like psychedelic, like insane delusional phase, where I just believed maybe not everything, but a lot. I would take everything literally, and that's something I would believe in. There's a whole species called fish people and reptile people. Dude, fish people? I mean, I don't know why people would be scared if they were real. I get it because they're not humans, but they're just another species, and if they're the first ones to like do something bad, then yeah, we would do something against them if we could. But if they're peaceful, we shouldn't do anything. But then again, this is America. And even if an alien like ship landed down in front of DC or somewhere and they didn't even shoot or anything, and they had like their alien leader just walk out hands up or like doesn't have a gun or anything, we would still have the whole military arsenal there, and they just start firing. Stage of 9/11, both aliens. Ooh. That would be fucked. War makes money, so I wouldn't be shocked if they did that. Space oil? Oh, yeah. Maybe not space oil. It would probably be like a hyperdrive type. Like not a hyperdrive, but like something along those lines. Oil hits. Yeah, I'd say oil for Earth. Well, imagine we use oil to go like space travel and shit like that, and we fuck up the whole universe. We cause climate change in space, and we're the only species out of all the other fucking aliens out there. We're the ones to fuck up the universe. Oh, that would be so funny. Oh my god. The Expanse touches on this. I can't wait to watch more of The Expanse. But The Expanse touches on like what would happen if the US expanded to like colonies on like Mars and like other like a station outside of a planet. Like there's one called Ceres Station where it's kind of like Earth, but just like its own station. Like it just makes you feel familiar with everything. And everything's for money too. So like all the resources that you get from another planet, like Mars or whatever, it would just be, I don't care. We just need it for the money. Probably what would happen. Capitalism at its finest, even in space.
Dig deeper into the origins of space. Its light collecting mirror is 6.5 meters wide compared to Hubble's 2.5 meters. All that light collecting power means it can look further back in time, seeing fainter and more distant objects, capturing more data, and taking us closer to the very origins of our universe.
See, my favorite big booty Latina. I love you, AOC. You're my favorite. She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. You look very beautiful in that dress. You look very sexy. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina. I love it. My favorite AOC. Nice to meet you, AOC. Look how sexy she looks in that dress. Woo, I love it, AOC. Hot, hot, hot like a...
Bro, you are a grown-ass man. He is down. I mean, AOC is the only politician that I actually respect, her and Bernie, and maybe Cory Booker. I'm not a big Cory. He's a bit of a lib, but I don't mind Cory Booker. I like AOC because she's not a lib. She's not a liberal at all. I mean, sure, on the ballot it might say that, but she's not a liberal. But, and I will say she's a great big booty Latina. But one, you're a grown ass man. Like, this is sad but hilarious. Like, I can't believe. Wow. What the fuck? That is so goofy. Man's a literal incel. No wonder that guy probably doesn't get bitches. Oh my god.